Hi and welcome. I'm Regina. Glad you're here. Today we're going to do a Pilates inspired class with resistance ball. It will serve as our reformer. And then dumbbells. I like to have yoga blocks. We probably won't use the blocks, but they're just nice to have around in case. And this is my normal setup, so I'm going to get those out of the way. Dumbbells, I have 3 pounds and 6 pounds. If you're newer to using dumbbells, I'd stay with 1, 2s, and 3s. If you're used to weights and you're new to this workout, still stay lighter. And then once you've done it, you know where to go. Take care of yourself and move as you move, and we'll do this. So resistance balls are awesome to simulate having a reformer. Some things I think are harder. You'll make your own call if you've been on the reformer. And I actually started with the resistance ball before I used the reformer very much in real life, and I was surprised when I went to the reformer what the difference was. So I'll let you figure that one out on your own. We'll start with a variation of the 100. If you're new to the resistance ball, feel free to stay by a wall so you can always have the support. Also, you don't want your feet to slide. So if I don't have my socks on, I'm not going to slide on any surface, but you just don't want that extra piece keeping you from everything else you're working on. So the more of your shoulders that are on the ball, the more support you're going to have. The less of your shoulders, so more of your back that's off the ball, when you're in this position, the harder it's going to be. If you need to take your hands behind your head, which is not traditional 100, but because you have more gravity acting on you, pulling on you, then do that. So arms are beside your hips, shoulders down your back. Let's start to pump our arms. Your knees are bent, feet are hip socket apart. Press your big toes, side edge of your foot down, your pinky toe side. Breath in, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going a little slow. 2, 3, 4, 5 on purpose. Chin slightly to your chest. You can put an orange underneath your chin. Your shoulders are down your back strong. And you breathe. You could play with lifting one heel up, then the other heel. If you've been working on the resistance ball for a while, maybe you play with bringing a foot up. I have one side that's definitely more stable. You have one more round. Breath in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, shoulders lift an inch higher, and then rest over the ball. So I'm going to take my hands behind my head. You don't have to. And then just roll a little bit. So open up through your spine. So you're not forcing anything. You're just getting a little bit of a chest opener, a nice stretch through your back. And your ribs are popping at this point. So take a breath in. If this is too much on your neck, you shift yourself more forward. Otherwise, you're really in a bridge wheel type position. And then lift your hands, place your hands behind your head. Belly button's in. So this time, hands are behind you to support your neck. You're lifting your shoulders, you're lowering. Traditional crunch, lift and lower. So instead of our roll up today, this is where we're at. You have 5 more. Elbows stay wide. Here's 4. Think about your low ribs sliding down towards your belly button, and then your pelvic floor below your belly button. You're lifting up. So use this time. If that connection didn't happen during the 100, you're firing those muscles now as you pull your belly button to your spine. You're going to hold at the top. We have a little pulse, this little lift. Lift. You breathe out on the lift. Still pressing into both sides of your feet. You have 4, 3, 2, 1, and then lower down. Okay, reformer, we never start with 100, we move there. I just wanted you to get to experience the ball early on. Let's take it to the floor. So we usually start with footwork, so that's where we're going. So get things out of your way if it's in your path. And you're going to lie down. If you're new pauses, you're going to lower your hips in between. Arms are beside you, back of your skull's on the mat. You're taking your feet together. So feet are flexed, heels are on the ball. All your toes point to the ceiling. So we're going to play with this. Your knees are bent, you lift your hips up. This is work, so just right away, you could have a little space between your feet, like you could put your fist. So feet could be hip distance here. The back of your skull is down. Your arms might have to fire to keep you lifted. Lower your hips back down. So almost think like you're lifting your hips again. So play with that. Maybe you can lift your hips higher this time. Maybe you want to stay lower. You're breathing, and then lower your hips down. So let's take the full move. We'll lift our hips up, and then you stretch the ball, you reach the ball away. So you extend your legs, rebend your knees, and you reach away. So if you want, you could lower your back down in between each rep, and then relift, and then extend. Otherwise, you're working to keep your hips lifted. You breathe out as you extend. Just keep breathing. You have 4 more. I think I like to breathe out on the way in, actually. Here's 3. Your hamstrings and glutes are firing. 2, and 1 more. We have a little pause. Lower your hips down. Right leg will stretch up. Hands go behind your thigh. Some of you could reach for your shin. Take a breath in, breath out. So that's a lot as we kick off class. So if you need to take another stretch before, switch sides, before you move into the beginning of footwork, you're doing it. Shoulders relaxed, take a breath in. You could always do a few squats before we start class, and then rebend your knee. So feet are back on the ball. This time you're taking your feet wider, toes are angled out. So I definitely have a fist distance, but I have that Pilates V going on with my feet, except my heels are not together. Same option here. You'll lift up and lower down. So if your body really isn't warm, use that lift up and lower to get you to help you get warmed up. You lift your hips. We extend away, rebend. You extend and you rebend. So again, we're firing your hamstrings and glutes and adductors, those inner thighs of yours. You reach, rebend. Reach, rebend. 4 more. Belly button is to your spine. Again, lift up from below. 2 more times. You could have done half of these. You could add that lower and lift with your back and then lower down. You're taking another stretch. One leg will stretch up. You can make a couple ankle circles, roll the other way. And then you'll switch sides. Big breath in, big breath out. Roll both ways with your ankle. Okay, one more round. Your feet will go wider out, so like a third of the way down, and your toes are turned out again. So same angle, Pilates V-ish, and then, but you're wider out on the ball. So more adductors here. Hips lift up, lower them back down. Let's do it 2 more times. Hips lift up. Feel what all has to fire to hold you up. Even play with your arms, not beat on the mat. Lower back down. 1 more. Lift up. Core is engaged. You lower back down. Here we go. Lift up, extend, rebend. You extend and rebend. Extend, rebend. You're lowering your hips in between repetitions. You have 4 more. Here's 3 more. 2 more times. Last one. And rest. Nice work. And then you could keep the same stretch. You could stretch your other leg over the ball just to just switch sides. And then I'm gonna have you scoot the ball away just for a moment. So let's do scissors while we're here to give you a little more stretch. Stretch your legs up to the ceiling, chin slightly to your chest. Left leg reaches away, right leg pulls in. 1, 2, and switch. Exhale, exhale. So chin slightly to your chest again. Shoulders are down your back. A little active recovery. Breathe out as you hug your leg in. You're strong from your glutes to your heel. Here's 4. Let's do 1 more set for fun. And then legs stretch to the ceiling. Bend your knees, rock your hips a little bit. You could take a full body stretch if you prefer. And then we're gonna rock and roll up. So we are losing some of that order. I'm gonna set you up for a little bit of back work. So shoulders are down your back. And then press your right hand down into the resistance ball. So you're nice, and you can actually be sitting however is most comfortable for you. You'll press your palm into the ball and you're working from your lats, from your side, right around your armpit, and then release. So start to wake those muscles up a little bit more. You press down and you release. Press down, release. Opposite hand could be on your thigh. You could reach your arm up. You have 4. Here's 3. 2 more. 1 more. And then you'll switch sides. So we'll come back here for mermaid, but we're staying here for now. So adjust if you need to. You don't have to have a mat. Shoulders down your back, however you want your arm. Press down. So think here, you're sliding from right around your shoulder blade to press down. Your body's not really rocking side to side to press. That focus is coming right around your armpit area. Ribs. 2 more. 1 more. You might feel your triceps too. And then release. Okay, we're coming forward onto the ball. So we're gonna go over the ball. You'll roll yourself out. This first round we'll do with no dumbbells. If you've been doing this for a while, you can add the dumbbells. We'll do a little back. So your knees could stay down. Hands could be behind your head. They could be across your chest. you have to take them over the ball too. So let's start with back extension work. Belly button pulls in gently. My toes are tucked under so I could press them into the mat. You could be untucked as well. And we'll take a little toe stretch if you have them untucked. Belly button is in. Just think if you're doing your back extension work on the mat. You inhale, you lift up, and then you lower back down. So this doesn't have to be a big move. Maybe you lift 2 inches and then you lower back down. Breathe out on the lift. If you want to add a little bit more, hands can go behind your head. Just my fingertips are on the back of my skull. You're long from your neck through your tailbone. Belly button still pulls in. You have 3 more. Exhale on the lift. Inhale, lower back down. 2 more. You have 1 more. And then rest. So you could drop your head over the ball. I like to take my arms forward, let my head drop between my arms. Take a breath in, big breath out, hips pull back so you have that length of your spine, and then we'll come back forward. So one more round of back extension. You stay on your knees, or this time you go to your toes. Feet are at least hip width apart, probably a little wider. You could go mat distance apart. Same options. Hand can be across your chest. You could have your hands behind your head. You'll roll over the ball, and then you lift back up. Same thing. You lower down, inhale, lift. Now you can keep your arms there, or you can take them to cactus. Elbows are in line with your shoulders. You have 2 more of these. You're holding the next one up. Inner thighs to the ceiling. Okay. Hands, elbows rebend if you went to cactus. You're going to rotate to the right. So your left elbow is coming more toward the mat. Your right elbow is lifting a little bit toward the ceiling. You could do this with your hands across your chest too. Come back center. Less is more here. Not a big move. Hips are not rolling. The ball is not moving. So it's a tiny move through your back as you rotate. Come back center. Exhale as you twist. Inhale back to the middle. You have 1 more each side. So you might be fired up from your heels pretty much to the crown of your head, and then you relax. Hips come back. Just you could do a child's pose here. So that ball in front of you kind of it's like a child's pose. You can literally do a child's pose. Big breath in, big breath out. Okay, we focused on that variation. Now we'll take it wider. We'll do a reverse fly. So with dumbbells or no dumbbells, knees or toes, same options. I'll do the first round with no dumbbells. Palms face in. You'll inhale, reach your arms wide. You have a micro bend in your elbows. Then you come back down. Your core is strong. I'm going with lighter weights here. Roll your shoulders down your back away from your ears. Belly buttons in. You breathe in to prepare. Exhale, you lift and come back down. So you could have totally bent elbows here. So if I turn my direction, elbows could be bent, working the whole move, or your arms are extended. Feet are pretty wide out. You breathe out on that lift up. You're moving with control. So you squeeze your shoulder blades around your spine. Your hands are no higher than your shoulders. And then you resist the urge to let your arms fly back down. Let's do 4 more. Here's 4. Still use your breath. Breathe out as you lift. 2 more. Core is engaged. 1 more. And arms come down, you rest. Those are done. Take a breath in, breath out. Now typically we do less repetitions with Pilates, but I want you to get that strength component, so there's more repetitions. So I'm gonna have you grab a light weight if you're using it. You will we're going for mermaid, you're gonna stagger your legs, or knees are stacked, legs are stacked, and then you have let's say your right hand's on the ball, shoulders roll down your back. So similar to how we started the last time. This time you can hold a dumbbell or not, left arm's extended. You re-roll your shoulders down your back if for some reason they crept back up. So you're gonna press your right hand into the ball. Now take a breath in, anchor your hips down toward the mat as well. So it's like your right side is all anchoring down. Take a breath in. Now you'll lean up and over toward the ball. If it's too much to have that dumbbell, you're putting that dumbbell down. So you're folded over, elbow can bend, you extend. So if you're on your reformer, your hand would be in a strap. You have 2 more. Elbow bends, belly button pulls in, One more time. You extend. You could keep your elbow bent if that feels more secure for your back. Now press into your ball a lot with your right hand. Shoulders down your back. You roll all the way up. Arm re-extends if it was bent. Let's do that one more time. Shoulders down your back. Press down into the ball. Belly buttons in. Anchor your hips down. Lift up and over. Elbow bends. So you could do this with no dumbbell at all. Elbow bends and extend. Your ribs are stacked on top of each other. Let's do 3 this time. This is your last one. Elbow can stay bent or you're reaching up. Press into the ball to lift you up. You put that dumbbell down. You reach back up. We're taking the stretch. Lift up and over. Rotate your torso. So if that's too much, stay with the side body stretch. You could literally lose the ball for this one. Otherwise, you're turning your torso. Both your hands are on the ball. Almost think snakish. Lift your chest up. And then exhale. You can reach the ball away. Enjoy the stretch around your hip. Your neck should relax. If it's too intense, you're backing off. You could do this with your hands on the floor. Take one more breath here. And then we'll unwind. Come back to the middle. We're switching sides. So legs might have to be different. You're staggering or stacking. It's really what's better on your hips and today. So the ball's on the other side. Dumbbell is in your opposite hand. If you're using one, roll your shoulders down your back. So you want your shoulder blades sliding down towards your hips. You have the engagement. Your thighs press into each other. I do not have as good of a stack on this side of my thighs, so just adjust to take care of your body. Thighs still press down. You're anchoring your left hand into the resistance ball. Take a breath in. You lift up as you press down. You lift up and over. You bend your elbow. We extend. So your elbow's really like locked in its same place. You bend, breathe out as you extend, but your elbow's not moving a lot. So this is a great one to start with no dumbbell to get the feel for it. You keep your elbow bent or you extend, you press into the ball a little more and you come all the way up. We have one more round. Shoulders relax, belly buttons in, take a breath in, press into the resistance ball, lift up and over. And then we have 3. Elbow bends and extend. This is one of those, I can feel the difference between the sides of my body and I really have to take my focus on, keep it on what I'm doing. So if you feel the same way, please do the same. Arm comes down, let's take this stretch. So again, change your legs if you need to. We first reach up and over. You could do this with your hand on the floor instead of the ball, and then we rotate. So hands will be on the ball. You might have to walk it in closer to you. Belly button pulls in, chest is lifted, and then you can reach the ball away if it feels okay. You're turning your torso. So we're getting the stretch through the thoracic spine, so right around your rib cage, down through your hips. Take a big breath in, big breath out. Again, I can notice the difference in my body between sides, which is why I love this work. Unwind, nice work. Okay, we're gonna sit on the ball again. We've got a little bit of upper body work, and then we'll wrap up with some push-ups and jackknives. So we're doing all my favorites. We're gonna, this time, you'll grab your dumbbells, but you're walking it out. We're doing a shoulder press and a tricep. I'll adjust, but this time, you're gonna roll that ball. Probably not like I just did. Put your head and shoulders have to be on the ball for the shoulder work and the chest work. So not a negotiable. Your head is resting on the ball. Your hips are lifted. So think bridge here with your lower body. Your glutes are engaged. You're pressing into both sides of your feet. Knees or thighs are pressing down into the mat. Okay, so I'm gonna walk it back up. Grab my dumbbells. Again, you can do this with no dumbbells. Here's the 2 moves. Let me just totally readjust. So, when you just drop and grab dumbbells, pay attention, core's always still engaged, make it all work. So the shoulder press, or the chest press, not the shoulder press, because we'll be lying down. You'll do this lying down, but you'll reach forward and rebend, right? And then the other one we'll do is a tricep kickback. So you'll be lying down, elbows will bend. It's like a skull crusher. So elbows will bend and elbows, it is a skull crusher. Your dumbbells will be more toward your head. You're not touching your head. And then you re-extend. And I'll give you more cues, but that's the general idea. So you walk yourself out, your shoulders are on, and your head, the back of your neck is on the ball. Elbows are wide, so your elbows are closest to the mat, palms face away from your face. You breathe in to prepare, breathe in to prepare. Exhale, you extend and rebend. So this is one that a lot of you could go heavier weights if you wanted to. You're making good choices for your body. We have a decent amount of reps. You could always pause this and throw in extra reps. You have 4 more. And then we're switching to the tricep one. Tricep exercise, 2 more times. Notice if your hips are wanting to drop, you're lifting them up. So squeeze your glutes a little extra. Core is engaged. Keep your arms extended. You could bring your hands down to your chest if you need a pause. You could actually lower yourself all the way down if you need a break. So hips, core is engaged. Belly button to your spine, below your pelvic floor. So below your belly button's pulled in. Turn your palms to face each other. Dumbbell ends come together. You could literally put one dumbbell down and work with one between the ends between your palms. Otherwise, arms are extended. Look at them. Your elbows are straight right now. You'll bend your elbows. Your elbows don't move besides for bending. Your forearms come towards you. The dumbbells come towards you. You extend right back up. You rebend and you extend. You exhale. You breathe out as you extend. So you inhale as you bend. Exhale as you extend. The more you squeeze your elbows toward each other, the more you squeeze your dumbbell ends toward each other, the more you get out of this. You're in charge. If you need a pause, if you need to ditch your dumbbells, you get rid of those dumbbells. Just do it nicely so you don't accidentally hit something or yourself. 4 more. Elbows bend and you extend. Check your hips. They're still lifted. Belly buttons in. Breathe out on an extension. 2 more times. Facial muscles, they're all relaxed though because they're not doing anything but being chill. Here we go. Hold up. Tiny pulses with your hips. Lift, lower, lift, lower. So your hips go down a couple inches or 1 inch and then they lift. You are anchored down through your big toe side of your foot and your pinky toe side. You lift and lower. You could put your dumbbells down for this one. Otherwise, you have 4 more. Squeeze your glutes more than you think you can. Here's 3. 2 more. Notice if your hips want to wiggle. They might. Lift up and then bend your elbows. Dumbbells come towards your chest. I like to start to roll. You could put your dumbbells down, or I just bring them up closest to my body. Always close to my body. It's less, keeps the work more centered. Last thing, no dumbbells required. They're never required. You're always in charge. We're going to go for push-ups and jackknives. So we'll do jackknife. We'll do some push-ups, and then we're out of here. Shoulders down your back. So instead of now, the more of your body on the ball, the more help. The less of your body on the ball, the more challenging. So if you want this to be harder, the ball is closer to your ankles. You're setting up in push-up position. Shoulders are down your back. You could do this without the ball. If you were going to do traditional push-ups, the jackknife's not so easy. So the ball is wonderful for this. Your shoulders are stacked on top of your wrists, and then fire up your core. So think hip bones to your ribs on this one. We'll start with bent knees. You bend your knees in, and then you extend. So jackknife, we're usually lying on our back, so we flipped it over for this one. You breathe out as you hug your knees in, and you extend back out. So you could stay with this variation. It's an awesome one. Feel your hip bones reach for your ribs. It's almost like, well, you just want your lower abs to still fire to support you. You could go for straight legs. You breathe out as you hug your knees, the resistance ball in. Your shoulders are staying stacked over your wrists. Think handstand. It's great handstand prep practice. Inner thighs drive toward the ceiling. Breathe out and extend. Let's do 4 more. Here's 4. We pause and 3 more. Finger pads are pressing down into the mat, and your thumbs and index fingers are rooted down. So let's talk about hands on that little pause. First, take a peek at yours while you're moving, and then you'll take the ball back, and then you roll just take yourself all the way back so you can rest. You could rest on the ball. You could take that chest opener stretch, my favorite one. And then let your head drop between your arms. So your hands, when you're working, you may have your index fingers straight to the top. They might be slightly angled out. Depends on how our elbows are. There's a thing called a carrying elbow. Not all elbows are the same. So some of us, it's okay to go straight up. Well, you want your index fingers at 90, not your middle finger, if that'll help. You want to give your shoulders space. because we're working from our shoulders. If you've made that too narrow, you're constricting your shoulders, and just not good for your body, and it's not giving you the power that you actually have and that we're working for. Okay, so we're gonna do push-ups. Same idea. More of your body that's on the ball, the easier or less challenging it is, the more of you off the ball, the more. So that's what we're doing. Roll yourself out to where you want to be. Remember, you can always change it. You're not stuck in a position. Okay, sometimes getting the ball to where you want it is as much of a challenge as anything. Fire up your core, lift up from below. Knit your ribs down. That's as important or more than your belly button pulled in, and they're all like equal. Here we go. So we were here before for your jackknife. Elbows bend, so let's go traditional push-up. Elbows will go out wide and you press up. So you're breathing out as you extend. We're not here very long. Abdominals still pull in nice and tight. You have 3. So we're hitting those wide chest muscles, 2. Let's do 1 more. You'll stay at the top. Walk yourself back. So we have 1 more short set. You have options. You could get rid of we're gonna do tricep push-ups. So if you wanna do this without the ball, you are. You're gonna move to your knees, so you're in a knee position, or you're staying on the ball, but maybe you bring the ball closer up so you're not as far back. Maybe you own tricep push-ups like you are the master, then you take that ball further out. Elbows hug your ribs. You lower down and you press up. I don't care which variation you take, but you're thinking plank. Belly button pulls in, hip bones hug for your ribs, your inner thighs drive to the ceiling, your elbows go straight towards your hips, you press up. Some of you will go lower, some of you won't lower as much. All is awesome, you are breathing. You have 2 more, then we hold at the bottom. This one you hold down. Now your legs are fired up, your upper body's fired up, you're pulsing. You have 6, 5, elbows hug in, 4, you breathe, 3, 2, 1, press up, walk yourself back. Whew, you did it. Just keep the ball, shoulders down your back, do a couple shoulder rolls, lift up. 1 more. Okay, this is a progressive class since the ball work is very different. Just remember, you could modify, skip the ball, step your right foot forward. I'm going to take my forearms on that resistance ball. So you could do that as well. Otherwise, you're just taking your right leg outside the resistance ball. If you know you're really stable, you could lift your left knee up, shoulders are down your back. Take a breath in. Breath out. Back knee could stay down though. We're in the bringing everything out of fight or flight into rest and digest. So what do you need to do to create some ease? You're opening up the front of your right hip. Your right knee is in line with your ankle. Your knees are not past your toes. Take another breath in. Eyes could shut down. Big breath out as long as you feel stable. And then I'm coming back to my hands, pressing up, and then switching. So it's a variation of runners or lizard lunge. Left knee bends, your knees in line with your ankle. You shift the ball and your weight forward. Shoulders relax. You could tuck your right toes, lift your right knee up. That might be even nice just to square off your hips. And then when you're ready, you rebend your knee. Shoulders relax again. Take a good breath in. Way to work really hard. Breath out. And this is the beauty of a lot of these mat practices, whether it's yoga or Pilates. As you get stronger, they get harder. So you could do this same exercises like consistently for a year, and they're gonna feel harder because you're stronger, you have more control, and you'll get more and more out of it. So the beauty of the practice. Breath in, breath out. And then we'll shift your weight back, hands can come back down, and then you'll step back, and then we'll take a forward fold with the ball. So legs go super wide, you could take a mat width apart, lift your shoulders up, roll them down your back, think roll over, and then you just round forward. Let your head drop between your arms. Get some length in your low back. We did a lot with your low back with that resistance ball, it's just perfect for that. Take a breath in. Breath out. So in the same thought, if your low back gets cranky easily, you take modifications. A A lot of the work you could do, like literally the chest work, the chest press and the triceps, you could do from lying down on the mat, knees bent, bridge position. Take another breath in. You don't have to be on the resistance ball. Shoulders relax. Let them relax away from your ears. Celebrate. You showed up, you did the work. No should-haves, no could-haves. Take another breath in. Big exhale out. And then as you're ready, roll yourself up. Give yourself a hand. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day. If it was before bed, I hope your sleep is the best. Thank you. I'll see you soon.